Okay, good morning, Desert Sands Educational Foundation and Desert Sands Unified School District followers. This is Sean Webb, your Director of Community Engagement. Welcome to Classroom Conversations, where we're engaging the DSUSD community. This is episode 11. Chef Mary and I have had a great time hosting these, and we've got another friend that's going to be joining us here shortly. As you can see, I'm in a different environment today. I'm back in my office, working from here today. Glad to be here. In public places, we have to wear masks and so forth, but in my office, I can got the door closed, got my fans going, the vents going, so we got plenty of circulation in here. But let's go ahead and we'll get started here. I do want to read off that the Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. And we do that by working with our community partners. And that's exactly what this show is. We highlight our community partners. We highlight everything great in Desert Sands. We highlight everything great that's going on with our community. But let's go ahead and we'll bring Chef Mary on with us. Like I said, I'm doing things a little bit differently today. Good morning, Chef Mary. How are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing well, Mr. Webb. And how are you?
Good, good. I can tell that it looks like you're in San Diego still with your family.
I am still in San Diego, just awaiting my car to be repaired so I can head back up to the mountains. There's some pretty important stuff going on up there that I'd like to be a part of. Okay. But for right now, I'm pretty situated here, watching Madison and cooking dinner with the kids and just vegging out.
Okay, you're loving life there, I bet.
I am, and I'll be ready to get back to my working world. It's kind of like I miss being that kind of busy. This is good.
I bet. So speaking of being busy and so forth, so my office at the district office is located by technology, and I'll tell you, I closed the door because 27,000 students we have on distance learning right now. So we're going to have technology issues. That's going to happen. And I'm going to highlight some of our social media that's been going on. But I'll tell you, I feel like I'm in a call center at Google. They're fielding calls left and right. And not only just from our teachers, but they're from staff, they're from classified, our teachers' aides, they're from students, they're from families, just to assist and help out. And I even heard one phone call come in from a city official who wanted to know how they could help out as well. So it's just awesome to see the whole community embracing and knowing that we're adjusting and we're moving as we can. You know, there's a lot of different moving parts with this, and we're all new to this. And we just say thank you to our community for being patient and having, patience.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. But let me show you some of the social media going on here. Oh, you know who just joined me? She just came in my office. You can look real quick on screen. Miss Mary Perry.
What can you see?
She's sporting some of our new Desert Sands gear here, which is available on our online store through the Desert Sands Educational Foundation website. It'll be launched later today.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I just thought I'd pop on by and show off the Desert Sands look.
I love it.
Have fun.
Thank you. You never know who's going to pop in now that they know that I'm doing this from the office. Jeez, I got to watch out for that now. But let's go ahead through the social media here. So as I said, we've had some technology issues, and actually this hit countrywide. I don't know if you saw this or you heard about this in San Diego. Zoom had an issue yesterday, and fortunately it was only down for a little bit for us, but fortunately we were able to get things up and rolling. So that not just for education, that was countrywide for all industries. So I know that. What's that, Mary?
I thought I heard it went international.
Yeah, exactly. Zoom is all over the world. Yeah. But we've been posting information on school about how you can set up your notifications through School Messenger. We do have to take attendance and so forth. And I was part of following the Desert Sands Facebook page where people were mentioning that they're getting calls about not being in class and so forth. Well, you know what? Through SB 98, we are required by law to take attendance right now. So if your student is not in class via Zoom and so forth, they will be marked absent. So we know that we're working with these times here. Be patient with us. We'll be patient with you guys with the attendance. But these are the things that are put in place that we're now holding everybody accountable and so forth in education. So you can go on School Messenger, you can set your preferences and so forth. So if you don't want a phone call every time, if you do want a phone call every time, you can do that through there. Let's see what else we have. We're going to talk about this great thing, Mary, building the foundation. So we have this coming up on Saturday, and this needs to go full screen here. So Mary, we got this on Saturday. We're going to highlight everything great in Desert Sands. And we've partnered with KESQ. And with this, we are going to highlight all the great things that the foundation has done in partnership with Desert Sands. We're going to highlight some of the amazing community partners that we have and talk about how they've even changed some of their own personal industries to assist our families during this pandemic. But here's the fun part. We're calling it Dinner and a Show. And with that being said, Dinner and a Show, we've got a lot of restaurants and business partners that we're working with that from 4 o'clock on Saturday till close, they'll give 10% of their proceeds to Desert Sands Educational Foundation. So I'll tell you, those funds right there will go directly into our mini grant program. And I think it's just going to be amazing. It's the first time we've ever done anything like this. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, what a great way to promote our partners too, for all the work they've done in the past, to give them that sort of advertisement. That's awesome. Yeah,
most definitely. And, you know, we've got one of our amazing partners with us today. She's a close friend of ours. We work with her closely at La Quinta High School. She's the owner, geez, not just one establishment, but 3 that I know of. And I think they may even have another place outside of the desert. But let's go ahead and bring on Chef Andie Hubka. How are you doing, Chef?
Hey, Sean. Hey, Mary. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
It's great to see you.
It's good to see you guys virtually.
Yeah. So, you know, we saw you a lot virtually during the beginning of the pandemic, where you're on daily going on. But I'm glad to see that you're not on daily, because that means things are different with your restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, for a while there, I was looking for ways to connect with our customers. So we were doing a lot of social media, and we were going on live every day, which was so much fun. And now that I've kind of gotten back to work full time, I don't get to do that quite as often, but I still love coming on and connecting with everybody and talking to you guys and things like that, because it's become such a part of our routine now. I'm getting used to it, I think.
Yeah, I agree completely. You know, and I kind of jumped into it. I jumped the gun. You know what? Mary and I know you really well. Can you maybe just give a quick introduction? Who is Chef Andie? I'm sorry to jump the gun and get right into things.
That's okay. So I am the executive chef and owner of several restaurants in the East Valley. The most notable one probably is Cork Fork. That was the one that was first. And then since then, we have opened Heirloom Craft Kitchen and Tu Madre's Cantina. And we also have Cooking with Class, which is our recreational cooking school. That was actually what started everything 12 years ago. Right now, all the restaurants are open. Cooking with Class, unfortunately, is not, because it's kind of hard to do in-person cooking classes. However, we have opened a pop-up restaurant inside of Cooking with Class called Citrine, which is a Mediterranean Italian.
Oh, wow.
And it's takeout and delivery only. Yeah. And it's become really successful. So I'm excited about that. And then on top of that, you know, we're very involved with the community. My family and I have been working with La Quinta High School for 6 years. Many of my employees are either currently or formerly students of the culinary program there. And that's how I know the wonderful Chef Mary, and Sean and I have done lots of fun projects together. So it's so cool that we're able to help you guys out this weekend by giving some proceeds back to the foundation. And I love the idea of Dinner and a Show. I think that was super genius. I'm sure Sean came up with that.
You know what? A lot of our schools do a dine out. I got the idea from one of our principals, Mary. He was actually on with us. What was it last week? John Preston. Their school does a monthly dine out, and literally their whole school floods the restaurant, where they go ahead and everybody goes there. And one, it promotes the restaurant big time, and then 2, it gives a nice little kickback to the community. But I got the idea. You know what? We're going to be on KESQ that night. We're going to be able to touch, you know, everybody who watches KESQ. So why don't we get some restaurants from everywhere, from Palm Springs all the way to Indio? So thank you for
cool. And for sure. And so basically, anyone who comes in and mentions that they are participating in, is there a code word, or is there like a catchphrase that they should say?
All they got to do is mention Desert Sands.
Okay, cool. And then we take directly that 10% of whatever their purchase is, and then that goes, right, like you said, goes into mini grants, right?
exactly. And,
Cool.
you know, I'll share, we funded over the time that the foundation's been in existence, almost over 95,000 in mini grants. Just this last year alone,
Wow.
Chef, we gave out 53,000. And,
Oh,
you know, as
wow.
you know,
Awesome.
as times are different, just like you're not having Cooking with Class open, times are different. We would normally have a huge event in December called CamFest at the Indian Wells Tennis Gardens, where we'd have over 10,000 people there. So we got to do things
Wow.
differently these days. Yep. So this is kind of
it's
taking place.
challenging.
Yep.
The good thing is that it's forcing, all of this is forcing us all to rethink everything and to make changes and do
Exactly.
things differently. And hopefully those changes will be long-term and benefit us going into the future. And I know for myself, it's forced me to embrace technology and social media, which is something that I was not so good at before. So I think that's going to be my takeaway from all of this when things get back to normal.
I love that you guys pivoted and used a space that wasn't being used, and you got the pop-up restaurant. That's fantastic that you guys thought on the, you know, we got to use this space, and that's great that you're offering
Yeah.
that service.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, and it has allowed us to keep and retain a lot of our employees as well. So, you know, because of that, I'm really pleased that we were able to make it work. And I feel like, I mean, I've reinvented myself and my business so many times that this is just another example of that. And that's the good thing about education and why I'm so invested in helping these students as well,
Yeah.
because my education and my business degree has really helped me to think outside of the box during
Right.
this time.
Well, I think we first met you at a showdown. Wasn't it the first showdown that we had at school? Were you one of the participating chefs? And then
Yeah, the showdowns were my favorite. I loved those.
I know, and the kids loved working with you. And then all of a sudden, you know, we approached you and said, "Hey, would you take some of our students on and have them work in your restaurant?" And I know Cork and Fork to me is I think it's a very complicated, dedicated menu to have all the small plates. And the day I went in there and they were back there just chucking them out, and I'm like going, "Oh my gosh, they couldn't even get to class on time." And here they are in your kitchen doing multiple.
They're great employees. I mean, I've always said that during this whole time of working with them. They're very trainable because they're young enough that they haven't developed bad habits. And they're very dedicated because they want to do a good job. And they show quite a bit of respect to me during that time. And they're grateful to be given, you know, a first job. So I think, and the other thing that's too is many times, you know, Mr. Webb would come to me and say, "Hey, so-and-so's grades are not great. You really need you to help. I need you to come together with me and help me motivate them to get back on track school-wise." And
We're not talking about that.
okay. Well, I think it was more of a personal thing because you know that I had a good relationship with them, that they respected me.
Yeah.
And so it goes beyond just being in the classroom or having a job. It's really learning how to be a good human being. And I know a lot of chefs have a reputation for being tough, but Mary and I could definitely attest to the fact that not all of us are like that. Some of us are motivational.
No, it was funny. It was funny with the showdowns to see the different temperaments of chefs and so forth. And what they say about a French chef is definitely true. I'll say that.
Yeah. Are you talking about Hervé?
There's some a little bit with Hervé and some a little bit with Chef Alain.
Okay.
Not so much with Hervé. Hervé's more in your guys' camp, I'll say.
He is. Yeah, he's a big softie.
But I'll say that Mary, out of all the restaurants, all the private restaurants that competed in the showdowns, you guys did the best. It was always tough to go up against somebody from like La Quinta Resort or from anybody from JW or from Chef Hervé and the whole staff at the Parker. And then you had Chef Andie come in with herself and students.
Yeah, I mean, it was always me and my high school students versus them and their classically trained French crew. And we held our own, which was great. It was nice to have when the kids would win versus those big, you know, conglomerates. They were so proud of themselves. And the few times that we lost, it was a good learning lesson for them because, you know, you can't win every time. And sometimes it's better to just do your best and then move forward. And we kept coming back and trying. And I think, like you said, I think we had maybe the winningest record of all the chefs over time. So I'm pretty proud of that, and I'm proud of those kids. They did a great job.
Out of
I
the
was always,
summer. Oh, go ahead, Mary. Go ahead.
I was always glad to come into the restaurants, either Cork and Fork or Heirloom, and you'd see some of our culinary students in there, and particularly if they were behind the line, you'd see this go, "Hey, Chef Mary," and I was just like going, I felt like a proud mother that they were back there just working, they were dedicated, and actually one day I was over there, and when Robin was there, he actually came out to the table, because I told him, I said, sometimes, you have to be visible to your dining guests. It's important. The meal is 10 times better if the chef comes out and goes, "How are you? How's your meal?" And if you have time. And he came out and he goes, "Oh, it's good to see you. How's your meal?" And I was like sitting there and everybody was, "Who is she and who is he?" And I turned around and I go, "That was one of our students that Chef Andie hired." And they were like,
They
"No
loved
way."
you. They loved you,
They-
Mary. I mean, all the time they would tell me how much they loved you. And when you retired, it was a big bummer for them because you were definitely like their den mom for sure.
Oh, I know. And I felt when I walked away that day, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be crying for like another year. But it was just nice that you took them with you and on this adventure, and what we made with them, you just took that in and embraced it and gave them a career and money, and because a lot of our kids didn't really have a lot of income, and now they had spendable cash and they had a job, and and you were able to let them go onto their next adventure, which is really easy, which is cool too. That had to be hard to have a staff and then all of a sudden move on.
Well, everything's a season, and the cool thing is in the past 6 years we have over 30 kids that have come through our paid internship program, and many of them are either working in the industry still or have gone on to go to full culinary academy, or they're still working for us. So I think that that's the important thing, is that they're all dedicated and they have like you said, they have a trade now. And a lot of them going into a kitchen, having already worked in a kitchen during high school, they give them a really big leg up, to be honest. So good for them.
Definitely. And I just want to say that, Chef, you help us exemplify the core values of Desert Sands. And I just want to review them. It's relationships, inclusion, equity, respect, teamwork, excellence, innovation, kindness, and service. And as I look at all those values, everything that our students that were able to do at La Quinta, they're able to demonstrate with you. And I feel like because of the relationships that we have together here, it's developed in great relationships and great, respect and great teamwork that these kids have now. And I just want to say thank you for that. It's just awesome that you've embraced, embracing your technical education, embracing the community, embracing working with schools. It's just awesome.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And you know that I love you guys too.
Hey, real quick, I just want to flash this up here again. If you could just talk about what you're offering for the great dine-in show going on this weekend.
Yeah, so it's 10% off if you order at takeout or dine-in service. Our patios are obviously open as well. So Saturday between 4 and 8. I'm sorry, it's not 10% off. 10% goes towards Desert Sands Unified School District. It's 10% off for us.
Yeah, so 10%. Hey, thank you very much, Chef. We greatly appreciate you taking the time. And good luck with the restaurants and good luck with the upcoming season. We'll see you later.
Thanks, guys. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye-bye. So Chef Mary, some great things going on with Chef Andie. You got to love that.
She is just awesome. I mean, Sean, I was just so amazed at how she took our students and put them in what I thought was a very complex restaurant of small plates. Because you could order 6 or 7 small plates at one table. And there was maybe 20 or 30 tables in the restaurant plus the bar. And these guys were able to crank out menus, everything made from scratch, everything was, freshly made that morning. And they put and every dish came out the same. My favorite was their shrimp and grits. And I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't wait to get in there. And I was never, ever disappointed. I'm trying to duplicate it for a wine dinner I have to do in a couple of months. And we're doing social distancing small plates. I don't know how we're going to do it, but my suggestion was to do the shrimp and grits because I think we can make that ahead of time and it will hold serving wise. And I thought, man, I got to go down there and have it one more time because there was something in there that I cannot replicate right now.
Well,
So,
I know Cork and Forth has the patio seating there, so definitely you could go try that out there. One of the things that I know that one of my brother-in-law tries to duplicate all the time of Chef Andie, and I think I guess that's flattery, right? If you want to copy somebody, is her goat cheese toast. Was just outstanding with the honey and the pistachios and the balsamic vinegar. It just, Tim would always duplicate that. It was never the same, but very good. Never the same as Chef Andie's, but very good.
yeah, their bread pudding was awesome. That was like one of my
You're gonna make me hungry. So Mary, we talked about this upcoming event that we have on Saturday, and I want to share with you some of the videos that we have. Oh, I started it too fast here. I want to share with you the last 9 days I've been working with a couple of students. We've all been wearing masks. We've been very safe. We've been keeping more than 6 feet away. That desk is actually a 10-foot desk there. But I worked with them to put on this special that we're going to have for Saturday. And I got a couple snippets here that I want to share. This is actually an interview with our foundation president. And then we have an interview with these are just portions of it. And then we have an interview with one of our teachers. So I want to share this with you.
District students, I'm Marissa Tilley. And I'm Angela Hara. We will be your hosts during this celebration of the work of the Desert Sands Educational Foundation. We sit here on the set of
So Mary, as La Quinta had that culinary program that you worked with, Palm Desert High School has a film academy, and they were able to produce and put this all together. Let me show you a little snippet of an interview that we did with Mr. Orkney at Shadow Hills High School, and I think you'll get a kick out of this. Let's see here. Press play.
And now our correspondent Stefan is in the field somewhere in the Coachella Valley. We'll give you a hint, he's north of the freeway.
How has the foundation helped your program so far?
I would say the foundation has helped with the awareness of computer science. It's putting computer science in elementary schools and middle schools. And some of the kids that I get are a little bit more prepared or have been exposed to computer science and specific.
So Mary, I understand that the sound's not really coming in, but you could see that they're very talented over there at Palm Desert. I'm just amazed with what they're able to do and so forth. Yeah, I can see the sound's not coming, but luckily we're going to have all this information that is going to be out on Saturday, and people can watch it on KESQ. And then a little bit after it airs on KESQ, we'll be live streaming on our social media platforms as well.
So our partners in your dine-in, they can go into the restaurant and order, or they can call in for a takeout. Is that correct?
So how it works is they have to physically either call on the phone, mention Desert Sands, okay, or they have to go in and eat at the restaurant and mention Desert Sands.
Okay.
It does not work with any of the apps. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to track it that way. But so they have to actually call or they have to go in. And let's take a look at some of these restaurants we have here. This is pretty awesome. You know, we've got all into the desert here. We got from Rancho Mirage. We've even got some in Palm Springs. We got the Slice. You know Jack well over at the Slice.
Yeah.
You know, Jack and Todd over at Maracas, they partnered with us with both the Rancho Mirage and their Palm Springs restaurants. Then you know Brian. Brian's been on with us before with Jimmy John's, one of our major supporters. We have one of our major supporters there. And then you got what Chef Andie's got two Madres that's in Indio, and then you got Cork and Forth on La Quinta, and then you got Heirloom in Indio. So it's pretty cool because Andie offers like Heirlooms more of like a takeout, whereas Cork and Fork and Two Madres both have patios where you can sit. So
Okay.
that's pretty awesome. And then House of Poke, Rancho Mirage, and in Palm Springs, you gotta love the Bradley family. They're longtime supporters of Desert Sands, longtime parents at Desert Sands. And then Piero's on El Paseo. They just signed on yesterday with us. So a lot of great choices. Maybe I wish I had the photo, but I remember there was a time when House of Poke did some training in our kitchen, and I remember the photo. Let me take this off screen here, but I remember the photo exactly. You had knives. And Tim Bradley had the fist going, didn't he?
He did. It was really funny when he came in that day. They were prepping because I think their kitchen wasn't open yet, and they were doing some prepping and training. So they left a bunch of stuff in the reach-in, and it was not unusual to have stuff left in the reach-in when we had other chefs visiting. And usually there was some indication they didn't want to take it home, they didn't want it. It was there for whatever, and so. I think the next day I opened it up and there was a big piece of ahi. And I thought, oh my gosh, like this has gotta, so I kind of divvied it up and got rid of it. And then he called for it.
I didn't realize that.
And he talked to Mrs. Tucker, and I was like going, oh my gosh, because no one said, there wasn't any note left or anything there that, it was being held for some reason. So we said, well, we just really got rid of it. And he goes, do you have any idea how much money that was? And I was like going, I couldn't even say anything at that point. I thought I was so embarrassed, but it was like, it was there. And I thought it's just going to go to waste and I didn't want to throw it away. So that was sort of one of our beginnings with the ending of that.
I'm glad to know that I'm finding out this about 5 years later.
What happens in the kitchen stays in the kitchen.
Until 5 years later on Classroom Conversations. No, it's just fantastic. Like I said, I want to flash this up here again. It's just amazing to see what the community's doing for us. Like I said, it's much different times. And there's a new thing that I've got flashing on the bottom there. If people want to try this out, this is actually new that the foundation just started this last week. We have a text to donate option that we're working with a new partner on, and that you text to that phone number there, and it'll prompt you for donations and so forth. And just know that these funds are going to our general fund, and know that with our general fund that we go ahead and we fund mini projects for teachers. We've done it, like I said, we've done over $53,000 in mini grants over the last year alone, and we hope to be able to continue those types of projects and opportunities for our teachers. And Mary, I'll show you a little highlight of our mini grants on Thursday. And let me also plug a couple things coming up. Wednesday, actually, you know what? I could do this via social media here. So this is the Twitter account for Desert Sands. I'm going to go full screen so we can see this, okay?
Okay.
But this is the Twitter account for Desert Sands. You can follow us at Desert Sands USD. The communications team of Jan Diaz and Mary Perry are one of our good friends. They do an amazing job with getting information out as soon as we get it. But you can see the first article here. So we worked with the Desert Sun, and the Desert Sun followed one of our teachers for the day, Alex Jackson. And Mr. Jackson, there he is, this picture. That's him teaching in his classroom. We're making do with what we have. See how he's got his little desk going on there? He's got his computer monitor on top of a chair there, but you gotta do what you can, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. And then, big news. We've got our Going the Distance Together Parent Information webinar. This is the second one that we're doing. We've got that tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. It'll be on this format. I'll be hosting that with Mr. Kent and the Ed Services team. So that's pretty important. And like I said, all of this information, as soon as we get it, it goes to Twitter immediately. Then we also have, I shared about this earlier, about the information about how you can do your set your home preferences for School Messenger. You can do that, and that information's on our Twitter as well as our website. And like I said, all of this information on here, as soon as we got the Zoom information, I want to highlight this one here. So you can see that this was done at 8 o'clock yesterday morning, Mary. As soon as we got the information about Zoom, we push it out as soon as possible, because we know that families have questions, and no better than putting it out on their phone, right? If you got Twitter, follow us. You'll see that. Put us as a notification. You'll see it immediately.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah. But also, I do want to highlight, we do also use our Instagram page. Here's all the things that go on Instagram. So Twitter's more of, I'll say more of like in the now. Soon as we get info, we put it out there. Whereas Instagram, it's a little bit not as frequent. We don't post that as frequent. But one place that you can always find information, Mary, is our website. And Jan and Mary have done an amazing job. We just rolled this out. We changed over the website just, let's see here. We just changed over the website, I want to say at the beginning of June. So it was different to roll out something brand new. But this has everything going on Desert Sands, from our online registration that just took place, our upcoming events, our employee recognition program that we'll be highlighting on the Desert Sands Educational Foundation event on Saturday. It's pretty cool. You know, our friend Mark Tadros, I'll share something with you. Mark Tadros and our friends Tony over at Trio, Tony Marchese, they are sponsoring 100% of the IT program this year. So our winners each month will get a beautiful box of produce. So that'll be really cool. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. Like, so I just want to highlight this a little bit. So these were the partners that we had last year. So these partners, what was great, Mary, is they all gave us at least a $49 gift card. And we gave these gift cards to the participants that were nominated. And then every month we'd have those nominations, anywhere from 50 to 150 employees were nominated. And then we draw 2 and they would get gift cards. And those are our great partners that gave us gift cards this last year. And I'll tell you, I didn't have it in the heart of me this year to go out and ask for gift cards. You know, it's just a little bit tougher asking. So we got to do things a little bit differently. So we got to say thank you to, Mark and Tony over at CV Harvest Box, where they're going to sponsor that this year.
Yeah, and I think the gift cards kind of go 2 ways. It puts the person that wins it doesn't really know when they're going to be able to use it. And then the pressure that's on the business of how to honor that, because I think they do take that very seriously. But I know looking at our sponsors, when you show that page, it's like looking at faces of old friends. You know, you see Heirloom and Cork and Fork, and it brings back memories of being in their establishments and having lunch or just going in to say hello or visiting. It's kind of nice. It's a little card that comes back and says, hey, we're here, we're back. It makes you feel good.
Oh, definitely. So, we've got some steady followers. I just want to go ahead and put them up here. We've got one of our parents that follows us. She's actually put up a couple of comments, Lori Ann Roth. But tonight they have the DSUSD CPAC meeting. So the CPAC, as you heard, that's the Special Education Parent Advisory Committee. They're running one with one of their speakers and so forth. So that's going on tonight. And let's see here. You'll love this here. Well, Mary Perry, thank you. We were aware there was no sound. We're doing a little bit different. I'm going from the office today. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Lori, thank you for telling us about it. We appreciate it. We hope that you can participate in that fundraiser, as well as watch us on Saturday night. And Mary, you're going to love this message. There you go.
Oh, my sister. Oh, my gosh. I love her.
Yeah. You're going to love how we can connect all the way back to Finger Lakes, New York.
Exactly. We're gone nationwide. Well, my sister posted a picture recently of my mom and my dad. I think I actually posted on my Facebook, and all of his siblings, brothers and sisters, years and years ago. And we haven't seen that picture forever. And Carol posted it. And so I put it up front because I wanted to look at them. And I said, Carol, my gosh, look how much. We never really thought we looked like them. But now that we're the age that they were then, I said, look at this. You can see all the Olivers. We all look alike. We all have the same face. I said, I actually look like Aunt Margaret. And before, we always thought, we didn't really want to look like anybody because none of us look like my mother's side of the family. We're all my father's side of the family. So when we all get together, you have Olivers and not Olivers. So we saw that picture. It was like, it kind of reminded me when you put that up about all the restaurants that are joining us, how nice it is just to see that and see that they're there with us and working with us.
Oh, yeah.
And especially with Chef Andie. I mean, she was just incredible with our students, and to take them and groom them the way she did. And they loved her to death. And they said she was strict and she was fair.
Yep.
But she didn't take anything off of them. And that was
for.
So, I mean, it was really good. And I miss those kids. I miss being able to go in there. I'm waiting for the tides to change.
Exactly. Well, Mary, we are coming up on just past 9:30 here. I do have another appointment I have to get to, but I do want to remind people we'll be again on Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, Classroom Conversations. Mary, you'll get a kick out of this. We're going to have the student editor, producer, filmer. He's the person I've been working with the last 8-9 days on this project, and he's going to come on and talk about what's going on and how it was behind the scenes. His name is Stefan. He was one of the superintendent's office interns. He was a student intern last year.
Okay.
He was paid to Riverside County. So we'll talk about that. He was one of the first ever paid interns that was a student through Riverside County. So that's kind of cool. And also we have an elementary counselor who's going to join us. And you'll love this. I first started working with Carol Bailey 15 years ago at Page Middle School. And she's going to come on. She's now a lead counselor over at Carry-On Middle School, or Carry-On Elementary School. And she's going to talk about, the first day of school, Mary, she had a Zoom meeting and 300 students showed up on her Zoom meeting. Yeah, so she'll talk about that, as well as she'll talk about the great things that she's doing in the community and how one of the organizations that she works with benefited the students at Desert Sands. So we got a really fun week coming up. Like I said, tomorrow night we have the information from Ed Services at 6 o'clock. You can see all that information on our website and so forth. CPAC has got their thing going on tonight at 6 o'clock. And then we've got Classroom Conversations on Thursday. We got a busy week, Mary.
We have a busy week, I know for sure. It's always good to see our other partners, though I really, I don't think we can really ever express our appreciation that they're still with us after all these years.
Yeah, exactly.
What, 10 years at least?
You said it best. You said it best. Well, Mary, I do have to get going. Got my next meeting coming up. I will catch up with you later in the week. Who knows if you'll be in Big Bear or San Diego or wherever. I'm sure we'll find you though.
I'm hoping to be there. Bye, Sean. Have a great day.
You too.
Everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.